enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation of nations. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering, and the civil ways to reach them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. O Mother Saint beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation of nations. May the experience of happiness be separate from suffering and civilly. I will establish them in the still one surpass perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Dala dam varasibe dra no varasibe ge torba dam dam jen jen be barde ju varasiba dam je je zo zebe mananga dan yam be sim jen dam je dewa dan de dongara dan dra yorde lana me ba yanda varasobe zanjo rumbo je do varasa. Dasantra achieving enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. We take refuge in the kind rule Lama and the lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excelling order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dhakas, Dhakinis, and the Dhamma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. I enter, I attain heart of enlightenment. I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and the likewise in the example of a Bodhisattva. As previous Buddhas invested in enlightened mind and progress on the Bodhisattva's path. I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge unto enlightenment reach. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings above the less as the sky have a happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. I bow down respectfully with my body, speech, and faithful mind to all Tathangatas in the 10 directions. Those who have already reached the Tathagata state, those who are reaching it at the present, and those Tathagata state to come. Through the power of Samantabhara's prayers, may all the Buddhas manifest vividly in my mind. I posted to them, multiply in my body as many times as the atoms of the earth. In each atom I visualize as many Buddhas as the atoms, surrounded by countless Bodhisattvas. Thus our space interfered with the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. I praise all Buddhas through manifesting, chanting, expressing the great ocean of the excellent qualities. To all Buddhas I make offerings of various pure flowers, flower garlands of music, monoton oils, manifesting like and fragrant incense. I make offering to them fine garment, perfume and purple, for the highest moon meru, and orange in the most beautiful way. I visualize the highest and the most extensive offerings, and offer them with great faith to all Buddhas. I boasted to them Buddhas and make offering to them following the deeds of the great Bodhisattva Samantabhara. I confess to you, Buddhas, whatever negative actions I have committed due to the power of anger, desire, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas and the 10 directions of the great Bodhisattvas and the Pakika Buddhas. Those who have entire the path of Aharasha, and those who have entire the path of Aharasha and all other beings. I recourse to all great protectors and the Buddhas to turn the highest way of Dharma. As the light dispelling the darkness of beings and the 10 directions, leading them gradually to the enlightened states. I supplicate this Buddha sentient and pass into Nirvana till living long for us many eons, as the atoms of the earth in order to benefit the beings. Whatever merit I have gathered through postations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all these are dedicated. The ground is sprinkled with the scented water and strewn with the flowers. It is adorned with the Meru, the spirit mountain, the four continents, the sun, and the moon as a Buddha fairy out for it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness as a Buddha fares. To the lamas who possess the three kayas, I offer the altar inner and the sacred offerings with my body where and all that is visible. Please grant me the spirit realization enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through both stations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseech, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of our sentient beings, all these are dedicated. Om Guru Namandra Laban Zamanga Samandra Savaran Samaya Hong. I call refuge on the name of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor of Arjadara without doubt. I bow at the feet of Father Jiti Sungun, continue laughing with no one but you. Compassion and grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of a mind. Please stand aware of the Dharma of the two vehicles and the combination according to this position and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. His wisdom is brilliant like the sun, full of clouds of two words, and perceive the various steps of knowledge and the true nature. For this reason, he holds the wisdom text at his heart. He has a compassion for all beings who are suffering from the darkness of ignorance and the prison of samsara as a father for only son. Like a thunderclap, he awakens those who are sleeping in ignorance and losing the charm of karma through the 60 branch of Haramana's speech. He wears wisdom silver to cast settling of suffering and to dispel darkness of confusion. In the Buddhist hour form, he is pure from beginningless time, fully accomplished in the 10 levels and perfect in the body of our knowledge. I supplicate the human gesture adorned by the 112 Sons of Buddha, dispel darkness of my ignorance. Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo. Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo. Wange Yoromo, 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 Wange Yoromo. Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Wange Yoromo, Arabazana de Arabazana de Arabazana de Arab. Arabazana de Arabazana de Arabazana de Arabazana de. You who are the perfect, beautiful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and the despair darkness of ordinary ignorance, I post before you and press human judiciary. Yone kelen jangwai bo yi she do me rab de ba jiden do mo men zar wan jang bara yang la san zer lo. Dang ge do je ja je rei zhen zhong yin je me do de je bong jong. Ser je mo ba ba re ji be ge xia je jar be xia la zor wan de. Dor jian 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 de lo na ro dang mar ba ma la ju je gang bo ba pa mo zhi ba jiu wa yin ji gong be ba je la ma nam sor wan de ro me ye je yan je bo dang ne te song sang je gen je ngo wen ye ran sem ji ge ngo zong dong ze be sa we lam me xia la zor wan de. Good morning, everyone. So now we go to Kilaya. Purpa Kilaya. We chant the first supplication lineage prayer. O pervasive Lord, King the Zambo, Dorje Chi, Ko Tsochi Dorje, Lord King, the three supreme compassions, the nine karmic sons, particular Nanam Dorje, I supplicate you to clear away water in the inner obstacles. Treasure river, good them ton lik din dorje. Nagawan bo pema ton trains are, lerab lingba and the pema wanchi. I supplicate you to clear away outer and inner obstacles. King of Wrath, terrifying Varjakumara. The 10 Wrath for Herukas, Yavion, the Sasu, and the 4 Gatekeepers. The 16 Kilaya protectors and the 28 Wancho goddesses. I supplicate you to clear away outer and inner obstacles. The outer mandala manifests as the symbolic matter Kilaya. The inner mandala is the perfect awakening of a channel and element as the deities. The sacred mandala is the perfect presence of the waking mind. May the innermost essence of pristine wisdom awareness become manifest. We chant the Tibetan. Chabdai Genda Zangdai Dorje Chi Soje Dorje Jimbain Ronjoji Soje Dorje Jimbang Ronjo Som Lejin Purga Chepar Hanam Bar Sorwan Dezo Zanam Barje Sor Goje Demje Leiden Dorje Sha Nake Wangbo Beman Chen Le Zar Le Rab Lindang Bema Wanjin La Sorwan Dezo Zanam Barje Sor Tro Yarbon Jinze Gomara Troje Yayon Sasu Goma Ye Persong Jedo Wanzo Nye La Sorwan Dezo Zanam Barje Sor Sejiren Zema Zejir Burbayar Nanjir Zakam Layan Nambar Se Sanjir Sanjo Zemje Zarzo De Yansang De Le Ribang Unjur Yo. Go to page 8, Refuge. In the deity, my own persisting wisdom and awareness, I take refuge. Intent on liberating wayfaring beings, I generate mind of awakening. Or the secret Samaya pledge of the accomplishment of Kilaya. I shall not forsake even the cause of my life. In the deity, my own persisting wisdom and awareness, I take refuge. Instinct on liberating wayfaring beings, I generate the mind of awakening. Or the sacred Samaya pledge of the accomplishment of Kilaya. I shall not forsake even at the cost of my life. Rare la loi jobsen je, drogen doar semje do, parjin drebe damze nam, soge seryam dongo. From within the state of emptiness, self-nature instinctively arises as Glory Kilaya, King of Wrath. Is blue-black in color with one face, 2 hands, and rolling approval. And wearing the glorious wrath for channel-grown accountments, purchase upon lotus, sun, moon, and male and female Rudras. With his right leg bent and the left extended in horizontal stance. Luminous presence within a blazing mass of pro-model wisdom fire. All appearances are the deity, all resounding songs are the play of mantra. All thoughts dwell in within the clear light of Dharmata, undistracted and free of grasping, recite the mantra. Page 9. Tombe ngangle ranye ke jege barjen dorje yun drove jar tenha yarje zanye burwe pardain de orbe jeje jin pemanye dai reja bomi den shamye jeje doda zorde yo Ye me bong barwe long nasar nawa damje la ye dar dra dra ngaje robar yar Train to usara chinye Mayin ziming hande da ombenza gulgalaya. Hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe. Ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya. Hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya. Hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya. Hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya. Ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe. Ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya. Hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe ombenza gulgalaya, hombe. Okay, so now we go to the yesterday. I think it's page 28. Page 28. Vadric Kilaya, the PowerPoint. For Mara is yesterday we finished. So today is the symbolism of the visualization. That correct? You can hear clearly, right? Okay. Symbolism of the visualization. As for the symbolism of the mean visualization, so mean visualization, they were with the four spots, symbolize the four boundless meditations on love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. So this visualization, we first visualize this mandala is four spots. There were the four spots. This four spots is symbolize the four boundless meditation, immeasurable love, immeasurable compassion, joy, and equanimity. So that's the thing in this mandala has four directions, four spoke. So this four spoke is representative, is four measurables. So the point is this all the deities, palace, and the deities mandala arising from the four measurable. So four measurable is causes of enlightenment. Self-grasping emotions causes of samsara. We talked about yesterday. Four maras is causes of samsara. Four measurable is causes of enlightenment. Then all these deities, wrath for, peace for, and which kind of activity, manifestations arising from the four measurable. Essence is four measurable is arising for the Yadam deities. That's the Buddha's essence of quality. The Chim Jong, the triangular source of dharmas, symbolize the three doors of liberation. Chim Jong means you can see the inside the mandala, the triangular. So that is a source of dharmas. Source of dharmas that's represented is dharma, dart, and emptiness. Now this mandala shows four boundary is four directions, four measurables. Ignore this triangular is the source of Dharma, means Dharma Dharta. So then that is symbolized in many different ways, sometimes called Panjaparimita. You know, Yongchimo Shiraji Paradisingma means like Panjaparimita, great mother Panjaparimita. So source of all the Buddhas. This mandala, just main point is shows essence of the Buddha's enlightened beings qualities. Symbolize the three doors of liberation. Then this has three doors. I think three that triangular has different three directions, three points. So that means symbolize the three doors of liberation. The three doors of liberation are that cause, effect, and their nature. So are all based on great emptiness. Then actually this triangular representative is a great emptiness too. In the Tantra teaching, all the females is representative wisdom. So that's also, the triangular symbolizes female, and then essence is like great emptiness. It's a wisdom, symbolizes wisdom. The trust, I think trust have two meanings, means like this symbolize have two meanings. First, as living male and female, that means they symbolize anger and attachment. The talk about this has two different kind of meaning. The first meaning I think explain is male and female, that means they symbolize anger and attachment. Second, symbolize also corpses. I think here is it's talking about the cause is here talk about the cause liberation. The cause liberation, they talk about I think two meanings here. The Vadric under the feet. Maybe they're talking about those like in his 2 feet, under the 2 feet. There has a male and a female. This corpses, I think there's symbolize the damage. It's a maras. What is the maras? It symbolize anger and attachment. So male is representative anger, female is representative attachment. The point is, this anger and attachment liberated. That's the symbolized meaning. Corpse, male and female corpse representative, liberate anger and attachment. Second, the trust also symbolize corpses. Corpses. That means that in order to attain enlightenment, so corpses is also representative enlightenment. Enlightenment is no door. So the enlightened beings free from conceptual thoughts, dualistic thoughts. So that's representative, I think, is a corpse. It is necessary to go beyond the nations of dirty and clean. So when we have become enlightened means we are go beyond the dualistic conceptual thoughts. So the point is go beyond the bad and good both. So we have samsara, it's 100% negative. Then many spiritual practice is religion is for positive samsara activity, positive and negative too there. So samsara is 100% negative. We have practiced many different religions. Is positive antidote to the negative, samsara. But then when we are enlightenment, we have to go beyond the religions. We cannot stuck with also religion. We cannot stuck with the positive too. So now we have very strong conceptual negativity, samsara negativity, karmic influence. We need to apply positivity, the antidote to negative samsara. So then negative samsara is one day we recognize no exist, then positive spiritual also no exist too. So that's why we talk about samsara, nirvana is dependent. Samsara is no exist, and nirvana also no exist too. We don't have a negative, then we don't have a positive. So that is go beyond the notions of then dirty and clean. So we think about it, samsara is dirty, and clean is like other samsara good things. Many spiritual objects, spiritual practice, also temporarily good, temporarily good. But one day we have to go more beyond in that. So it's always a dependent individual situation and the levels, capacity. Like example, we are very beginner practitioner. So then we need a temple, we need statues, we need tangas, we need many different, activity objects, support object. We need a religion. We need a sangha. We need to follow this. All so many positive supports. We need these good conditions. But one day you have realized, then this spiritual object also no need. So you can go more beyond that. Then you don't need religions. You don't depend on sangha too. You don't depend on the religion and the sangha and anything. Just you go or more beyond in that means. So here's go beyond the notion of dirty and clean. So we can go beyond in that. Ordinarily, we believe that corpses are dirty. So to break down our concepts of dirty and clean, for our beginner, and then we have, we believe the corpses are dirty. We believe garbages are dirty. So we believe all this, our human beings, animals, pops are dirty, pee are dirty, everything's dirty, right? That's why we need restaurant, we need water to wash away. So we believe that all dirty things. Then, so to break down our concept of dirty and clean, we have this conceptual thought. Then also this ordinary is, we are ordinary means that, each practice we have to think about. Really long way, we are ordinary being, or we're very short moment ordinary being. Generally teachings talk about we are ordinary being, beginningless time until now. That's usually the basic generally teachings here. We are ordinary being many lifetimes. So no, then we have to enlightenment. That's more generally teachings talk about. Then usually the pit instructions talk about this ordinary is also moment and moment. So you can be, each moment can be ordinary person. You can, each moment you can be enlightened beings. So that's the, see, we are, you know, up to us, which level we can be. You know, I always think about this when we chant the supplication Tara prayer. They have the prayer says, you know, it is difficult to understand our own minds, Buddha's mind, seeing nature mind, but not familiarizing with it through practice. We are lost in a wholesome worldly activity. We are lost in unwholesome worldly activities every moment, you know. Every moment we can lose unwholesome worldly activity. Every moment you can be Tara and realizer. So this prayer is very powerful. I always share with you this supplication Tara, because when you chant this, we are lost in unwholesome worldly activity. We recognize each moment, oh, I'm lost in samsara. So when you have this very strong conceptual thoughts and emotions, we are lost in samsara. So when you are practice Yadam deity, practice Mahamudra, you are perfect mindfulness. So that is a supplicate Mother Tara of perfect mindfulness. We are, that moment we are mindfulness Tara, absolute truth Tara. So this, you know, teaching in the Vajrakalaya ordinarily means we can be ordinaries because when we are lost in unwholesome worldly, your mind is full of the worldly activity or under the emotions. You know, when emotion control us, we are then samsaric ordinary beings. And when you are into the practicing Yadam deity or in the Mahamudra states, you are so the beyond the, I think we already talked, you go beyond the nation of dirty and the clean, that moments. So you are free from that state, that moment. So that moment we can be then the Yadam deity, we can enlighten beings. So that's why I supplicate Mother Tara of perfect mindfulness. And mindfulness is you know, when we have anger, we have to recognize anger. And then you meditate, practice. So that is mindfulness. So you practice Vajrakalaya, that moment, your mindfulness is your inner Vajra, absolute true Vajrakalaya. So this, you know, each Yadam deity practice and I mean, all this, it's truly, essence is the same thing. Doesn't matter if form body is wrathful or peaceful. The meaning, essence is always the same. So that's why we supplicate Mother Tara is like supplication to Vajrakalaya, perfect mindfulness, please protect us. It's the same thing. So if you have a connect with any Yadam deity, you can change it to that words, to other deities to pray. I supplicate to Buddha Shakyamuni, perfect mindfulness, please protect us. You can do that way, you know, some who has a connect with the Buddha Shakyamuni. So then you can be in that moment, you are not lost in unwholesome worldly activity. So you are no ordinary being that moment. Vajra Kilaya stands on corpses. Then one self is Vajra Kilaya. Its dark blue color symbolizes unchanging true nature. So the dark blue color is the representative true nature. The true nature is not changing, not temporary. It's absolute truth. That's why it's called true nature, unchanging true nature, the Dharma Dhartu. So that meaning, and I already share up there, the mandala has a triangular shape. So that these both are very same. I mean, the same symbolize, same meaning. The both are talk about unchanging true nature, the Dharma Dharta. The one face means that there is one true nature. So Vajrakalaya has one face, is the true realization is only one. So that means like, you practice Tara, you practice Chinreze, Manjushri, you don't have like many there different enlightening true natures. They don't have a Tara true nature, they don't have a Vajrakalaya true nature separate. It's all Buddha's true nature is one. So when you achieve enlightenment, you accomplish all the Buddhas, all the Yadam deities. One true nature. His three eyes show the actualization of the three kayas. So Vajrakalaya, three eyes is showing the, three kayas representative. It's always a different symbolized meanings. So not always follow same. You have to know this talk about right now, three eyes symbolize three kayas, but sometimes the three heads symbolize three kayas, always different information so you can find. The two arms symbolize skillful means and wisdom. So there's skillful is a method, wisdom is wisdom. It's all the teaching is subsumed into these two categories. We have relative truth, Bodhisattva, and absolute truth, Bodhicitta, the Bodhicitta. Relative truth, Bodhicitta is symbolized skillful means. Absolute truth, Bodhicitta is symbolized wisdom. Then, when we share the six perfection teachings, generosity, morality, patience, joyful effort. So that four of them is a skillful means, symbolized skillful means. And then meditation, wisdom is symbolized wisdom. So six perfection is divided two categories. The order practice is subsumed into these two categories. So then we also talk about the bodhicitta. Bodhicitta has a relative truth. Bodhicitta is skillful means. Absolute truth, bodhicitta is wisdom. Then true legs symbolize the two truths, relative truth and absolute truth. It's the same thing, just relative truth is a skillful method and absolute truth is wisdom. So it's in the teaching, according to the different teachings, they're using different, words explain. Usually Sutra and Mayamika teaching always use words is two truths. Vajrayana teaching, mostly they use words is skillful means and wisdom. Actually, same meaning. His right hand holds a 9-pointed Vajra, which symbolizes that through the 9 Yana teachings. So Vajrakalaya has pointed is where is my Vajra? Holds the point Vajra. This Vajra has 9 Vajra, which symbolizes the, nine-pointed, I show you nine-pointed. This Vajra has nine-pointed. So some Vajra has five-pointed. Then the same is a bear too. This bear has like nine-pointed up there, and others like five-pointed. So it's dependent. So he holds this Vajra nine-pointed, which symbolizes that through the nine yana teachings. Nine yana is also come from Vajrayana teaching. You cannot find these words in the Theravada Mahayana tradition, nine yana. They always talk about three yanas, especially Mahayana teaching. You can see the three yanas. This nine yana is actually subsumed to or is into the three yanas. So the why we call yanas is sharp faculties, middling faculties, door faculties. So three different level individual. So that's why we have three yanas, 1, 2, 3. Then sharp faculty has also three different levels. Very sharp, excellent faculty. Then middling sharp faculty, door sharp faculty, another that divided three. So then sharp one also has divided three again. So that's why it's called nine yanas. The person, followed by the person intellectual or the wisdom, follow the, the yana is followed by. Then teaching also, because due to individual, this wisdom level have different teachings coming. The liberate all sentient beings into enlightened states. Nine yana teachings, this also, in this case, divided by this way, but sometimes letters different. So Shavaka, Pakika Buddha, Bodhisattva. This is called three Tikpason. These three yanas, Shavaka, Pakika Buddha, Bodhisattva. Chaya Tantra, Aya Tantra, Yoga Tantra, Mahayoga, Anna Yoga, Ati Yoga. So it's followed by the Dzogchen teaching. Sometimes we follow this way nine yanas, but not always the same. You have to know, it's sometimes this three yana means Shavaka and the Pakika Buddha is one. So then Bodhisattva and Vajrayana. Then Vajrayana has, divided by so many layers. So that's why it's according to different teachings. So follow different ways, talk about yanas. Then his left hand holds a purva. Purva, I don't have today here. So purva is yesterday I show you, three-pointed. The three sides, see, digger that symbolize that he liberated beings by technique, I think, of the three doors of liberation. So representatively, this purva is symbolizes liberating beings. Three doors, usually we talk about body, speech, mind, liberating. So the true wing extend gloriously on both sides. The Vajra Kilaya has two wings. It's like right side and the left side, both sides. They show that Vajra Kilaya is totally accomplished in skillful means and wisdom. So they're both also skillful and wisdom method. This two wing is representative accomplishment, skillful and wisdom. He has no obstacle to benefiting sentient beings. So Vadric no any obstacles. He has no obstacle, means he is free from obstacles. He is free from obstacles. He purifies all his negative karma. Benefiting sentient beings, then he accomplishment own benefit because he purify his obstacle. Then he benefit for other beings to benefit their own benefit and benefit for others. Sentient beings. He can fly everywhere and penetrate everything. So he is accomplishing both skillful means and wisdom. He can fly everywhere means. I think the point is this. The purba, this sharp can destroy all the negative things. So flu means like nothing, any obstacles can stop this purba. Purba can destroy all the negative obstacle things. That is, I think he can flu means he can destroy or everything, anything. What is destroys negative things? Everywhere and penetrate everything. So he is accomplishing both skillfulness and wisdom. The cemetery ornaments symbolize action of breaking down dualistic nations such as, so that's we already talked yesterday. This cemetery ornament symbolized yesterday. We talked about egg grown channels. So that's the representative is breaking down dualistic notions such as dirty and clean, and the neurotic states is, I think, is conceptual thoughts kind of, I think so. Being very wrathful symbolize his compassion. So Vadric Kilaya is being very wrathful. The wrathful is symbolized is his compassion. Where is wrathful is come from? Wrathful is come from sources of compassion. So that's why we have today in this practice end of the sadhana talk about this Vadric Kilaya is very beautiful. Maybe we can go to in this sadhana. Is which page? Okay, page 21. Log to page 21 in this one. So the press to Vadric Kilaya. Utterly savage your wrath demeanor, where anything peaceful means cannot bring about a beneficial change. Such wrathful embodiment of Sugata manifests in lighting acts. Through the Vadric activity of gathering and emanating, I offer praise. So this I thought another one. Maybe that one. So see, Vadric Kilaya is why is the wrathful, because due to his compassion, to cannot benefit for peacefully benefiting to others. So that's why, due to his compassion, arise his form is for wrathful, benefiting to them. Utterly savage your wrathful demeanor. So some, negative beings, then you cannot benefit to them through the pacifying. So that's why Vadric is, due to his compassion, arise wrathful form. So see, where anything peaceful means cannot bring about a beneficial change, cannot change to them, cannot benefit to them. That's why it's due to his compassion arising wrathful deity. Such wrathful embodiment of Sugata manifests enlightened acts. So enlightened activity, Vadric is enlightened activity. All the Buddha's enlightened activity form body is called Vadric. So that enlightened activity then cannot benefit to peacefully. So here is where anything peaceful means cannot bring about a beneficial change. That's why he arises for wrathful form to change them, benefit to them. That reason also, in this generation time, and the negativity is very strong in the world. So that time we have to practice Vadric and wrathful deity. Because all these Buddhas, activity arise from body wrathful. Reason is for the negative is so strong, passively cannot benefit, peacefully cannot benefit. That's why I have to arise wrathful form body, benefit to them. To the Vajra activity of gathering and emanating are offered praise. So that's, the fourth sentence is very beautiful. You can chant only this prayer and then chant mantra. Also, you can practice Vadric that way, short way. So you really recognize Vadric is all the embodiment of Buddha's enlightened activity. Then you recognize why he is wrathful, because due to his compassion for many different kind of beings, peacefully cannot benefit. That's why through his compassion arise wrathful form body. You can use that chanting. Sometimes, we chant only praise. Like same is we have a morning, the daily yoga sadhana, end of their short prayers. So that is same like Vadric in this kind of prayer, they mantra together. So if you don't have much time and you wanted to practice Vadric, so you can chant only that 4 sentence and the mantra. Also you practicing, that's also practicing Vadric. So that's why his wrathful symbolize his compassion. And it is because of his compassion that he is cutting and smashing ego clinging dualistic concepts. So compassion is, arising, his form is wrathful. He is cutting and smash we cutting our ego and the dualistic concepts. His secret wisdom concert. So that's the thing, or Vadric information. What Vadric means, where its source is compassion. So arising the wrathful, then subduing ego and the dualistic concepts. Then his secret wisdom concept. So Kologendama, the Kologendama is representative wisdom. Not usually we think about Yab and Yom means me and the female. So that's actually our thought or concept is incorrect, because we have a male and a female, this separate. It's a kind of a way conceptual is like distance each other, conceptually separate. But truly, this inseparable meaning is inseparable. So now we have like man and the female is separate thinking. When you see, oh, she is or female, or he is man. So that is a dualistic conceptual. In this case, Yam and Yom is inseparable. You don't have that conceptual. You're free from that concept. Then we don't need to think about the equal rights. You're already free from that concept. So, the equal right, that the thinking is like, or it's dualistic thinking, right? Thoughts. And Yab Yom means this symbolized meaning is free from that concept. Kolo Gendama is also known as Samanda body or Panjana Parimita. So Kolo Gendama means is Samanda body, like when we talk about, the Kingda Zambo, is that moment talk about the Samanda body. Chiku Kingda Zambo is Dharmakaya and the Samanda body. So then that also Panjaparimita, when usually talk about the Sutra teaching is Panjaparimita. Actually is representative is wisdom, emptiness. Panjaparimita means emptiness. Samadabhari means Dharmakaya. So Sutra teaching, Mayamika teaching talk about emptiness. Then Vajrayana teachings talk about Dharmakaya. It's same meaning. Then Vajrayana teaching Samadabhari, Mayamika talk about Panjaparimita is the same. So then Dharmakaya or Panjaparimita is the source of all enlightened beings. That's why it's called Great Mother. All the enlightened beings' source come from. It's called, that's the reason it's calling the Mother. And then that form is arising, different kind, Sambonakaya, then Tara, Vajra Yogini. So all different kind, we call it Mother Tara. And you can call Samadabhadi or Panjaparimita. That is Dharmakaya. Enlightened, the Sambonakaya is then Tara, Vajra Yogini. So Vajra Yogini is representative, more wrathful. Tara is more peaceful, Sambonakaya form. Then Nirmanakaya is like example Achi. And other like some very special darkness come to the manifestation in the take the rare form body to benefit for others. It's called Namanakaya form. So that's all these Buddhas, the source is Dharmakaya. Usually we talk about the Dharmakaya and absolute true empty nature, Dharmakaya. So then there arise form body is the Sambonakaya and the Namanakaya benefit for others. So we are when enlightened, we can be dissolved into ourselves this Panchaparimita nature, because our nature true is absolute true Panchaparimita or Samanda body. So when you realize your nature is Dharmakaya, emptiness, you are become dissolved to in that nature state. Then when arising from bodies, all these Buddhas, activity, love, compassion, love, different activities arising from bodies, Sambhogakaya. So that time then we can be any Buddha's part of. So think about our minds right now, same as ice water. So ice water is, ice, our minds the same as right now when we have grasping is ice. So the ice is merged to the water and drop into the water. Then that drop water is go into the ocean. So your mind is become already Dharmakaya, same as ocean. Same as all the Buddha's mind. Is that moment then we are Samanda body or Panchaparimita, Dharmakaya. Then that, water is go to maybe, benefit for others. So different, streams comes out. Then there is different activities. So then called different names Buddha, but we are already part of belong to in the nature states, I think. Okay, so their union symbolizes that Vajrakalaya is never separate from the performed true nature. Then Yab and Yom is union, it means, Vajrakalaya is never separate from the performed true nature. Awareness and wisdom. Or awareness and dhatu is Dharma dhatu, I think, are always together. It's inseparable. Wisdom metta is inseparable. Always in the true nature states. So that is Yabi Yom union. It means always in the nature states. Her curved knife symbolizes cutting off all neurotic states and ego clinging. And her skull cup filled with blood symbolize transmuting those into wisdom. So no, there's a Kolo Jandama is Varja Yogini or Tara, whatever we can call. It's the same become. Because it's wrathful form is called Kolo Jandama. So she holds cup knives that symbolize the cutting of all neurotic state and ego clinging. Same as Vajra Yogini holding the, is to go knife. And then Vajra Yogini, she holds the skull cup filled with blood to symbolize transmuting those into wisdom. All this impure conceptual is transformed to the pure. Her six bone ornament show that she is totally accomplished in the six paramita, perfections. So her six bone ornaments, this Kolo gender mahas, Yom has, so that is representative six paramita. That she's embodied the paramitas. The huge wisdom fire in which they stand symbolize that. So fire is to symbolize wisdom. These two deities, I think, are particularly dedicated to destroying all the darkness of ignorance. So symbolize this two Yadam deity is purifying the our ignorance, darkness of ignorance. Then you can see the Vajrakalaya's image, and so that's it's wrathful deity's throne. It's a different shape. It's red, I think rectangular, right? This is called rectangular. Sometimes this practice is very short and condensed. So Vajrakalaya has so many short sadhanas. Also in this teaching, it comes from short sadhana. Kilaya has one face and two arms. See, short. Sometimes they have practiced very short and condensed. I think today we have here. Kilaya has one face and two arms. In the medium length practice of Kilaya, he has three faces, 6 arms, and 4 legs, with all the same decorations. So that's in this one. The generally Kilaya. Then Kilaya has 6 arms. His first right hand holds a 9-pointed Vajra, and his second right hand holds a 5-pointed Vajra. So it's different hand holding the different Vajra, 9 or 5-pointed. His first left hand is in the subjugation moda, radiating flames. His second left hand holds a Katavanga trading, which is emitting wisdom flames at its top. Then his 2 lowest hands, the third right hand and the third left hand, hold the Purva at the level of his heart. The Purva is as powerful as Momeru. So Purva means like powerful and Momeru. This Purva, more explain is I'm going to share maybe following week. I have another PowerPoint similar like this, same is like this. So they're talk about the lots information about Purva. So it's as powerful as Momeru. And elaborate meditation on Kilaya. He has 9 heads and 18 arms. So then longer sadhana, elaborated long sadhana has Kilaya, he has 9 heads and 18 arms. So many. All these are the same Kilaya. So it's always the same Kilaya. We don't need to think, oh, it's different. So according to, sadhana, sometimes it can show it's a head, 9 heads. Sometimes like shows 3 heads, sometimes shows 1 head. It's the same. It's all these are the same Kilaya. Whether he has 1 face or 3 faces or 9 faces, these are just different emanations or different aspects of Kilaya. Then we're going to do mantra recitation. So it's in this short sadhana today we're using. Also the mantra galing we are in there. After the main visualization, we recited the mantra of Kilaya. This mantra evoke Kilaya and forms the meditation. The mantra means like we calling the Kilaya, his name. So same is like child has problems, the child calling the mother, name, so calling. And each mantra, Kilaya can hear us. We ask him, help, benefit us, he can hear us. And then mantra also means each mantra is same as each Kilaya. Accomplishment Kilaya, mantra. When we chant the mantra, we have become Kilaya is inseparable. So then mantra has many meanings actually. So followed by Drupa, Drumchu, is so many different levels to follow, but we don't have to go there today. It's lots of information. So then usually we chant the mantra. Mantras can be offerings. So each mantra, ready is saying offering to enlightened beings, create accumulation merit. And each mantra is calling the Kilaya enlightened beings and connect with it to the enlightened beings. The mantra is also purification. Mantra ready is go to 6 realms, purify all these 6 realm beings, karma. Its mantras can be purification, mantras can be create accumulation, merit. Mantra is also for the protection. Mantra is protecting us, ourselves. It's protection, protects ourselves and protect for others. Then connect with the Yadam deities. So Vajra Kilaya mantra Om Benzakala Kilaya Sarvam Bengani Pa Hong Pek. The words in this Vajra Kilaya mantra include all his retinue and the different emanations. So this mantra including everything, or his Yab, Yom, and retinue others emanations, or it's included this Om Benzakala Kilaya Sarvam Bengani Pa Hong Pek. Om, it means like enlightens body, speech, mind. So also our, impure body, impure speech, impure ordinary mind is transforming to enlightening body, speech, mind. Om means. Vajra Kilaya means, so his name. Also Vajra means like indestructible. Shapurpa and Vajra, we talk about it's natural mind. Absolute true nature. Vajra. Kilaya is his name, and Kilaya is calling Vajra Kilaya. Sarva means usually everything. I didn't see this, specifically explained, but Sarva means everything. Bengani means go away, Bengani. Sarva Bengani Pam Hong Pek. Pam Bengani means like go away, destroy. Pam means like destroy. And the Hong Pek is 100% powerfully destroyed. So all the negativity is 100% completely destroyed. Bam Hong Pek means. Then today, this our mantra has only Om Benzakala Kilaya. We don't have a Om Benzakala Kilaya Hong Pek, not a Bam Hong Pek. So Om Benzakala Kilaya Hong Pek means like we are become, our body, speech, mind is inseparable with joining the Vajra Kilaya. We're not talking about destroy negative things. So there's a Vajra Kilaya, actually the sadhana practice, the ritual follow the two different sections. So they talk about upper Vajra Kilaya and the lower Vajra Kilaya. I don't know the word is correct. So upper Vajra Kilaya is create enlightenment. Lower Vajra Kilaya means subduing negative beings. So they're two separate rituals. In this Vajra Kilaya mantra has, I think, it's both together. So then Om Benzakala Kilaya, Om Benzakala Kilaya Hong Pek means today this sadhana is we create an enlightening form Vajra Kilaya. We're not talking about lower, I think, Vajra Kilaya destroy all negative things. The words in Vajra Kilaya mantra include all retinue and different emanations. For example, in the large Vajra Kilaya practice, in addition to the concert, there are 10 Radha deities, 4 sons, and 4 gatekeepers. So that's we have image here. They have included everything, Vajra Kilaya. So long sadhana mention about this each retinue's name one by one. So there has then talk about 10 Radha for deity and 4 sons and 4 gatekeepers. There are 24 Dharmapalas, 12 male and 12 females, and another 28 female Radha for deities. the one chok Ninja one chok means rich in power. So not just one kind of power, but all kinds of power are embodied in this 28 wrath for female deities. The mantra includes the retinue as well as the principal deities. So mantra includes everything. The Bengani means demons. Bengani. The Bengani, so we have Om Benzakulaya Sarva, everything. Bengani means demons, Bengani. Bengani. Bam, Hongpek. Bam means subduing, Hongpek destroyed, I think. So means demons. One word in this mantra, Churjine, I think, is not usually found in Vajakalaya mantra. I don't have this one. So this is not usually there. Churjine or Nair symbolize that your meditation is heard whole family. Your will and meditation are unshakable and unmovable. They are maintained as one single state of promoter wisdom. Changjini also referred to Yanda Heruka. This Purva practice is a combination of Yanda Heruka and Kilaya. So, and this part of the mantra symbolizes the unchanging wisdom mind of Yanda Heruka. Yanda Heruka is Vajakalaya, is I think usually is just same deity. So some areas they talk about Yanda Heruka. Then visualization instructions. After the description of the mean visualization, there are some instructions by Guru Pema Sambhava for practicing this sadhana. Visualize, emanate, and gather, and so on, as is generally done. Because this is a condensed sadhana, Guru Pema Sambhava does not explain the visualization methods in detail. He mentions concentrating, radiating, gathering, and so on. As done in the other large sadhana. So same is like other large sadhana. For example, you can do the emanating and the gathering practice while meditating on Vajakalaya. I think this means like you emanating, you know, Vajakalaya mantra, like that is emanating. And then gathering is also dissolving all the enlightened beings' blessing, dissolving into the mantra, gathering practice while meditating on Vajakalaya. To do this, visualize yourself as Vajakalaya, radiating wisdom light in every direction, and make offerings to the Buddhas of the 10 directions. So we already talked. The light invoking their blessings, and it returns and dissolves into your heart center. Then once again, your radiates wisdom light to every direction of the 6 realms. Purify the negativity and removing the obstacles of all sentient beings. We already talked that. That light bring out their enlightening qualities, the joyful and the peaceful states. And then the light is gathered back into your heart center. So that's the mantra when we chant, you know, mantra garland. If you want to do this practice in a simple way, there's no need for offerings or elaborate mandala and so on. So this is the, we have to know, because sometimes we think we have to create all this mandala. Same as the Drupchin, you know. Drupchin, we create so much elaborated every details mandala. So that is good to do when we have all these when get conditions, everything together. But not always you need that, you know, due to our ability and the situation. So there is no need for offerings or elaborate mandala and so on. When we practice ourselves at your home, so you don't really need all this every details. If you wanted to practice in unelaborated or unfabricated way, there's no need for any particular shrine or offering objects. So this is not only what Kilaya we mentioned about according to all the Yidam deities practice. You have offering object, shrine object, it's great. But even without that, still you can practice. Still you can engage in. This offering mandala also you can create in visualize your mind, So there's usually they talk about offerings, physical offerings, mental offerings, right? So we can visualize mentally, create, and then practice. Then some days we can create or physically object practice. So especially more usually the talk about the beginner need more object is as helping for more support. But then like really go into essence of the practice, meditate. Then everything you can create mentally, visualize. So there's no need for any particular shrine or offering object. Just do the meditation and your concentration and visualization will be enough. That is the most important, when we practice, we need our mind is be with the practice. So you can follow by each words, meaning, and then meditate, visualizing. That is the more important. Sometimes people create so much object, but when ready to practice, they don't really practice. Then the mind goes all over the place, thoughts, not into the practice that much. That's many, in Asia culture happen always. They create so much offering objects. Then we say what we need. So we need this, so many mentions that bring everything. We create everything. But when you are into the practice, then you're going on another something all the time. So that's it. Then next day already to take down everything. So same is like in Westerner, people go to the vacations, the same, They're playing many months ago. They're playing the vacation. I see that, they make playing many months ago. They also create, budget, like how much money spend, everything, and want to really enjoy. Then you really going to the vacation that time and then not really enjoy, stress out in the airport and stress out everywhere, and then you not be in the where you be going there, then you are just thinking about your home and doing all the business, where you are the vacation place, you not be in that place, your mind is like going back to your home. Same is like your vacation is actually before your plane preparation. That time you have like, oh, I want to go there, I want to be there, I want to do this, you have that plane, and when you get in that place, your mind is at your home, not in that area. Then when you get there, sometimes people not stay too long, just short moment and they go home. So you put effort, is really hard, long, spend lots of money, but when you get in there, you not enjoy. The point is, then you just only on the road to go back home. So example, one day you're going to like enjoy something, you drive 2-3 hours, and then up there where you're going to get, you get that place. Maybe then you have just one meal and 2-3 hours, maybe 1 hour, then ready to go back home. Even you are there 1 hour, 2 hours, you are not in there, you're doing some other things. So the same, like sometimes in Asian culture, they're preparing lots, going ready to practice, but they were into really in the practice, they don't engage in. Okay, so that's the same. So we in practice Vajra Kilaya, we can preparing, we can have this create offering object. If we have ability, opportunity to do this, if we don't do that, also incorrect too. If you don't have an opportunity or you don't have the conditions, then you don't practice. You think, oh, I cannot practice. That also incorrect too. So we cannot go to extremes. You have to find always some path, middle way. You can go to the in the practice. When you go into the practice, try to go into more essence. The practice, don't go to too much branches. People like to follow branches, but branch is okay, but really try to into the essence is good. Just do the meditation and your concentration, the visualization will be enough. Guru Prema Sambhava mentioned his 4 wandering yogis and yoginis as well as hermits who cannot gather all the offerings. If you are the meditating while staying alone in a cave or wandering in meditation in different places, you do not need the shrine object and the offering object, just do the practice. So practice, just focus, go into the practice. If you want to do it elaborately, merely as relative skillful means, then combine the preliminary section with the conclusion section just like this. For an auspicious arrangement, or if you just want to add small things, you can follow the entire practice as stated here. The preliminary sections, meditation, mentioned in this line, begin with refuge and bodhicitta and go through the offerings mantras. So it's the same as we did the practice. Later, after the mean visualization, the concluding sections are the visualization to the jnana sattavas, the receiving of a blessing, the dedication prayer, and so on. No, this sharing is a practice, mean practice, how to follow. So we have to, if you don't get any gathering offering things, it's okay, you can practice. Then when you are into the practice, so we have to follow by, refuge and bodhicitta, and then there's after that is offering mantras. Then after that we have visualization, visualizing this yadam deity. We already did it this morning. Then after mantras, all these sections comes, and then conclude the sections are the invitation. In concluding sections are the invitation to the jnana savas. So we have invitation, the yadams like Om Ahom, Benza Samaya Cha Tita Ling, that mantra always in the sadhana have. So that kind of explain here, dedication prayer and so on. If you want to do all of this as auspicious arrangement, then practice in this way. Here, auspicious of refers to the combination of positive cause and conditions. However, if you do not want to add all those fabrications, you can just do them mentally and then directly begin the mantra recitation practice. So you can go all the directly to mantra, also possible. So that you skip the preliminary and the concluding sections. Another abbreviation can be done when you are practice this for an entire day. In the morning period, you would do the entire sadhana. But in the afternoon period, you would have to do the entire preliminary section. You could do the refuge and bodhicitta and then skip to the sitting or the protection boundary which begins with. So this is right now here is explaining another different sadhana. So long sadhana has these protections and different kind, many sections. So in this one today we using is short one. You really cannot skip any much. You just go to directly to do. It's very good way to do, short way. Begins with home, the color of the mandala of the entire Vajra. Sending away the obstructing spirits does not have to be repeated. Because you already did that earlier and you are in the same environment. So evoking the Janasawa root text. So here is like just picking up different information. So you have to know that. We home is different ways like meanings and activity. So sometimes home means like your protection. Then evoking the Janasawa root text. Home tamsek chempi tuk tamsek sempe tuk uzur za home. Home tamsek chempi tuk uzur za home. Tamsek sempe tuk uzur za home. So that's the Tibetan. Leg rest from the heart center of Samaya Sattva. So here is called Janasawa and Samaya Sattva. And wisdom Sattva. It's like three difference there. You have to know. It's Samaya Sattva is us. You have to recognize ourselves as Samaya Sattva. The practitioner, the person is called Samaya Sattva. The Yanda Yeshi Parchin Latso Nam. So then here is see Hong Tamsek Simple Tokyo Zur Za Je Hong. So our heart center Hong syllable like ready is saying. Then like ready is saying in what the perfectly pure Janasawa, great splendor and his entire retinue. Janasawa is Kilaya and his all retinues. So Samaya Sattva is ourselves. Sometimes we have forehead on, home, three syllable like that is from our body. Go to pure lane, inviting wisdom, this Janasawa, enlightening beings. So inviting the perfect pure Janasawa, great splendor and his entire retinue. According to the Vajrayana, there are three sattvas. And this has three sattvas. The Samaya Sattva is ourself. The Jana Sattva is Kilaya and his retinues. The Samadhi Sattva could be Vajrasawa. It's a very small and Vajra and I think this kind of very small tiny Kilaya heart center, and then this center has a very small tiny Vajrasawa. Visualize. So Kilaya heart center Vajra, and then Vajra center that is very tiny Vajrasawa. So that is I think it's called Samadhisawa. Okay, so this first one is Samaya Sattva is ourselves, practitioners. Janasawa is we inviting Kilaya or the retinues. Then Samadhi Sattva is Kilaya heart center, is a very small tiny golden Vajra, and then it's very tiny wisdom being is Vajrasawa. The meditator's self-visualization is Samaya Sattva, and the Jana Sattva or wisdom deity is Kilaya himself, or is here explained. As for the Samadhi Sattva, when practiced in an elaborated way, So samadhi sattva is not always there. See, it's elaborated, means like long sadhana. Today's more short sadhana, we don't have this. In Varja Kilaya Heart Center, you visualize Varja Sava with his concert. So we visualize Varja Sava. This is called in Varja Sattva. Heart Center is a blue 5-pointed Varjara marked with a blue horn. Also, this is a little different way. See, Varja Sava's Heart Center is a blue 5-pointed Varjara. So visualize with no golden Varjara, we visualize the blue 5-pointed Varjara marked with a blue horn. So marked with a blue horn. And that is in the Vajrasava's heart center. In Vajrasava's heart center is a blue 5-pointed Vajra mark and with a blue horn. This is the Samadhi Sattva or meditation Sattva. Okay, very clearly, you know, Jnana Sava is Vajra Kilaya. Then Vajra Kilaya's heart center, we visualize Vajrasava. So this is of course Samadhi Sattva. No, sorry. Samadhi Sattva, when we practice in elaborate way, Vajra Kilaya heart center, I see Samadhi Sattva is Vajrasava. So then Vajrasava's heart center, we visualize Vajra and center is a home syllable. When practiced in simple way, the Samadhi Sava is the blue 5-pointed Vajra and the blue horn without Vajra Sava. The Samadhi Sattva is the blue 5-pointed, and the short sadhana also sometimes in Vajra Kilaya heart center is talk about the blue 5-pointed Vajra. They don't talk about the Vajra Sava and the blue horn without Vajra Sava. Generally, of course, you are already Vajra Kilaya, there is nothing else. Generally, we really visualize ourselves. You are into the, divine, self-divine pride. Then ourself is Vajra Kilaya, so there is nothing else. However, on the relative level, you are performing, this is the pure land. So now we performing the ritual sadhana, so we have to follow this way because we are, samaya being, and then we invite in Jnana Sava. So then we visualize, Vajra Sava, Vajra Kilaya's heart center, Vajra Sava or blue Vajra, either one. So we have to visualize that relatively way, but truly we are Vajra Kilaya. So however, on the relative level, you are the performing in the pure land. So you are evoking the wisdom Vajra Kilaya to measure with your meditate Vajra Kilaya. So become inseparable, connecting together. The meditation of inviting the Jnana Sava start with the home as the Samaya Sattva, Vajra Kilaya. So we have to inviting Jnana Sava starting with the home as the Samaya Sattva is ourselves, Vajra Kilaya. From your heart center, you radiate 5-color wisdom light to every direction, evoking the blessing of Yanda Heruka, glorious Vajra Kilaya, and the retinue. So we waking up our Vajra Kilaya and inviting. So then Jinrang Zahong Bahong Imi Tem. So we inviting Vajra Kilaya. This mantra is in there usually. The sadhanas. Zahong Bahong Ho Imi Tem. It's Jinrang means inviting, inviting Vajra Kilaya. Zahong Bahong Imi Tem is explained here. With the Zahong Bahong, they're dissolving inseparably. So Vajra Kilaya inverting and dissolving to Samaya beings. Jnana Sava is dissolving to Samaya being. These two great wisdom beings, Yanda Heruka and Vajra Kilaya, dissolving inseparable into the Samaya Sava by means of 4 mantras, dissolving to inseparable with us. So this not only Vajra Kilaya, all this Yadam deity has this mantras, invitation. Zahong Bahong. The symbol Za means evokes them, evoking the Vajra Kilaya. Za means. And the symbol Hong merging or connecting the Jnana Savas and the Samaya Satava. Za means awakening their enlightened beings. And the Hong means merging with ourselves, the enlightened being merging to connect with ourselves. Bam means confirm and stabilize that connection. And Ho means Za Ho, Bam Ho means express joy and satisfaction with that. 100% inseparable. So these syllables are called the 4 mantra of gatekeepers. Zahong, Bahong, also sometimes we call 4 mantra of gatekeepers, which are no other than the 4 boundless meditations. So 4 gatekeeper means 4 measurable, we talked. Why is it called 4 gatekeeper? Because of Vajra Kilaya mandala, each direction is represented with these 4 measurables. Each symbolize also has related to symbol. Za is love, which is hope. Za means representative love. Home is a compassion, which is like a lasso. Bam is joy, which is like a Vajra chain. And Ho is equanimity, which is like a bear. So in this one, followed by this Zahong Bahong is a representative 4 measurables. And the 4 measurable is also, we are connected with Vajra Kilaya, because we create our love. That means it's kind of a devotion, love and devotion to Yadam, love for others, devotion to Yadams. We have a hope. So then Vajra Kilaya has a compassion, all enlightened beings has a compassion, same as a lasso. So without devotion, without love, then these enlightened beings cannot hug us. Okay? So Pam is which is like a Vajra chain, then Pam means Vajra chain, lasso has chain, Vajra chain is bring into, their connections. The whole economy become, belong to that, enlightened mandala. So which is like a bear. And then this also Za Hong Bam Ho is the positive way, enlightened quality way explain what just I did. But then also subduing negative being, also this mantra is different ways. So then what is the Za is love with this hope means, and they're cooked with negative beings. Za means the cooked, hoard these negative beings. Then it's a compassion, which is like a lasso. It's through compassion, hoarding. And so then Bam means like subduing, using this Vajra, which is Vajra chain means like Vajra chain, tied up all these negative beings. And then bear means like using the bear is like just this bear, and then all these negative beings become subduing and destroying. So that's also another, according to Rat for follow the practice. Zahong, Pahong has a different meaning, different performing ways to subduing negative beings. In this right now here is this explains Zahong, Pahong is we are joining with enlightenment, become in the mandala. So we inviting in wisdom beings, and we are part of the enlightened beings. As soon as you say this mantra, the Jnana Sava and the Samaya Sattva become inseparable. So Vajra Kilaya and ourselves become inseparable. Like water poured into water or milk poured into milk, become inseparable. Root takes Dala Wankor Singlap Tempar Shok. So then become, we are inseparable with Vajra Kilaya. So now we inviting 5 Buddhas, receiving empowerment from 5 Buddhas. So it's part of empowerment. Please grant empowerment and blessing and stabilize them. So by doing this, you receive initiation and blessing, and request that your Vajra body, Vajra speech, and Vajra mind will remain stable forever. Empowerment means introducing our ordinary body, speech, mind is enlightening body, speech, mind. So we recognize that our body, speech, mind is enlightening body, speech, mind. So request that your Vajra body, Vajra speech, Vajra mind will remain stable forever. Next is the offering of the 5 poison, following by the outer and the inner secret offerings. Root takes Da Nam Chi Chupabor Tonga Namda Chi Chupabor are offered the fully purified 5 poison and the outer and the inner offerings. So that's we already talked the last way. Offering, outer, inner offering, 5 poisons offerings. The 5 poisons are the ignorance, attachment, anger, and jealousy and pride. If you are unskillful, the 5 poisons are the extraordinary causes of delusion. So see, right now, this 5 poison for us is causes of delusion, causes of samsara, because we don't have skillful. The Vajrayana teaching is called skillful method. That's why you can use this 5 poison as offerings. You go to the basic teaching and the Sutrayana teachings, never ever you hear this 5 poison is offering. 5 poisons we have to get rid of. Purifying. But then you see the Vajra Kilaya in this kind of, wrath for deities practice. You're seeing these 5 poisons are the offering, causes of enlightenment, not causes of samsara. So this is the skillful practice, skillful method. But if you are skillful according to the Vajrayana teaching, technique, this is unique or technique, is method. The 5 poisons are the extraordinary source of great wisdom. You really recognize when you practice, this Yadam deity and practice Mahamudra, then you really recognize these 5 poisons that are the extraordinary source of great wisdom. So without these 5 poisons, we don't have a source wisdom. When you have anger, yesterday we talked about anger. when you really strong anger arise, you recognize and look to that anger. Anger is not truly exist. It's emptiness. It's transformed to mirror-like wisdom. See, anger is causes of mirror-like wisdom. So same yesterday we talked about the 5 Buddhas. It's 5 Buddha, 5 wisdom is the source of these 5 afflictive emotions. That's why it's extraordinary source of great wisdom. We can use our emotion and then create the causes of wisdom. Yeah. So that's why Vajrayana teaching is, skillful method, but not really easy to use for beginner practitioners. So when Buddha Shakyamuni shared this Vajrayana teachings, not for the monastics, for monks and the nuns. He didn't share in the, retreat center, this monks and the nuns, this teaching. He shared for some lay practitioner yogis. He shared this Vajrayana teachings. So one of the king, he recalls Buddha. He said, I cannot follow your, how to say, the retinues or your followers, like same as monks and the nuns. So he asked Rikos, please give me, even I have a home, even I have this, you taking care these ordinary things, but how to enlightenment, even I don't give up these things, how to get enlightenment. So something special, he recalls for Buddha. Then Buddha give example, is, in that time is a kingdom, is Rajigar, and there has so much is garbage. It's garbage is same as not the same as this time garbage. That time garbage is come from human beings, come from animals. Yeah. So he told the king, you can use this, dirty object, put in your farm. You can create organic food. So same is you use your emotion can create, wisdom. You don't have to get rid of emotion. So that's the started Vajrayana teaching is come from Buddha Shakyamuni. So we don't have to get out our emotions, get rid of our emotions. Okay, so we have to use our emotion, create wisdom. So that, dirty object, in the city is terrible because so bad smell, negative, unpleasant, whole city. But then they use that put in the farm is create organic food. Yeah, it's good for the soils, farm, good for the farm, so good for all the organic food source. Same, we use our emotion and the source of wisdom. So we don't have to get rid of it. We don't have to always think it's a negative. The dirty object live in the front of your home is a negative object. It's a dirty object. It's a not pleasant object. Same, when you have emotions, then you don't know how to use that. Emotion is negative. It's causes of suffering. So then, same, your dirty object in front of your home is used in the farm, create organic, food. We use our emotion, create wisdom. So that's the Vajrayana method here, teaching, source of great wisdom. If you skillful transform the 5 poison, then they are the 5 wisdoms. Ignorance is transformed into Dharma Dharma wisdom. Anger is mirror-like wisdom. Attachment into discriminating awareness wisdom. Pride into economic wisdom. And jealousy is transformed into or accomplishment wisdom. So then yesterday we already mentioned about 5 Buddhas, author level 5 Buddha. Author level 5 Buddha, actually inner essence is this 5 wisdom. So This 5 afflictive emotions, the source of 5 wisdom, 5 Buddhas. According to Vajrayana particular, according to Dzogchen, the 5 poisons are transmitted within their own state without discarding or rejecting. We don't have to rejecting all these 5 emotions. In that way, the 5 poisons are the great offering object. So no, you don't have to get rid of it. We offering to this 5 object. I mean, the 5 object is emotions. That's why Vajrayana, this ritual has inner offerings, skur, and inside there put, rakta and red, and inside there another one is put the medicine. So this, it's the source of our body, can be source of emotions, can be source of the wisdom. So that's representative, this offerings. The display of great wisdom, they are no higher offering than the scale for transform 5 poisons. So that is the very performed offerings. Yeah. And then when we also doing this, our teaching, before teaching, we doing practice, mandala offering, you can think about our 5 afflictive emotion is bring into mind, can be offering. So it's according to individual level, you can follow these offerings, outer, inner, sacred level offerings. So we're going to finish that teaching there today. Time is finished. So now we go to mantra, sadhana. Om Benzakula Kilaya homepage, Om Benzakula Kilaya homepage. So this sadhana is when we chant the sadhana, the mantra, all parents are the deity. So visualize all the form is a Yadam deity. All resounding sounds are the play of mantra. All thoughts of a driver within the clear light of Dharmata. So then we undistracted and free of grasping, recite the mantra. Even you not doing this mantra garland, you just be in this way, the chant the mantra. Sometimes you can think about the mantra garland, sometimes you just be in this way, it's the more profound chanting mantra. Om Benzakula Kilaya Home, Om Benzakula Kilaya Home, Om Benzakula Kilaya Home, Om Benzakula Kilaya Home, Om Benzakula Kilaya Home. Om Benzakula Kilaya Home, Om Benzakula Kilaya Home, Om Benzakula Kilaya Home. Then we recited the mantra 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 times, or until one has gained the sound of accomplishment. By doing beyond or by perfecting the 4 Kilayas, one becomes inseparable from the Samaya. So that's the, it's different levels where to reach the accomplishment mantra. We can chant, practice mantra until accomplishment. Then next is a Rat for Achi offering by King Jin Jimin Pinso. So this usually sadhana, after mantra comes protector, then after soul offerings. So this sadhana didn't have any specific, protectors. So I put in this Achi's prayer inside in this protector prayer, because this protector prayer is come from Khenpo Jimin Pinso, same teacher. So that's why it's really suited for going to together. So today we're going to chant this, and then next time I can share, next teaching, share also more this other side of the Vajrakalaya teaching, and we have another teachings, Vajrakalaya, followed by 4 different level Kalayas. So today we chant this together. The sky blue of Mortin the azurite, exposed in your youthfulness. The strands of your blue color hair hanging below you like a Wear. With one face and two hands, the right holding a to-go chipper, while the left holds the fresh red heart of a hostile spirit to your mouth. Your three-string eyes cause the three words to tremble. Bring peace to those of your fortunate children. Those commitment is strong, considering them with profound loving kindness from the very depths of your heart. As we make offering to you, please become our patron deity. When we call upon you, please become our friend and compassion. To Achi children, Lamb of the Dharma, and to all here retinue, I pray and make offerings name you in power, may all your wishes be fulfilled. In accord with the comment of the Master of pure awareness of your, do not transgress your solemn or oath and bond with myself, the yogin. On any way whatsoever and perform any enlightening activity is for. More particularly, may the teaching of the oral transmission of the Digong lineage come to a completely fill the entire earth. The various orders of monastic community kept their accepted ethical practice pure, and the follower of worth and patrons and donors increase. Safely realize all the goals in their entirety. Go to Tibetan. Ngô sa na ngô yim lan zo jing chan do ra ba sir me ge jia ke xiar je sa nie ye be zheng go yong be zhan nie mar bo xiar de zor da me ye be si song yom yom dar den kar den pa la xian ne se chu na gu yin dong na dong zhou si a se chi zhong kor dang jie ba la so long chu do nga so ro tu dang ka Min ren zeng jibe ga yin dang da da nam yer da ge da ze nam yang men da chen le nyer de long che ban zhe gong ga ju den ban de non zeng chung gen yong zeng gen ba gen den den na tong teng chen zang yin yim da so na nga tang yer wai sam do ma le nyer de zhe ban zu powerful lady of mate who guides the virtuous teachings with your vow to protect excellent practitioners like your own children. Achichido and the retinue to you I pray, to you I offer, please grant my every wish. So we don't have a soul offering, so we have to visualize today. We're going to chant the prayer. So, home within the skull vessel of the sphere of Dharmata, entirely of all appearance of samsara and the nirvana are lead or as the Ganachara first. So we visualize the whole universe as a Kapala, ultra level so Kapala continents. Then all the inner beings are so offerings. Entire of appearance of samsara and the nirvana lead or as the Ganachara face. With Ram, Yam, and Kam, score, sector, and cleansing. On a hong jumper jo with on a and hong purify, increase, and transform. Tibeti hong jinye yenje kapala konde chigen so se xiang ram yang kang ge sector ti on a hong jumper jo Rang yang ka on a hong rang yang ka on a hong rang yang ka on a hong. So offering this unsurpassed supremely secret offering. Rather its myriad rays of light of the five pro-motor wisdoms, and its super adorned with the 5 desirable objects of the senses. In accordance with your Samaya pledge, accept these offerings, please. So Tibetan. Hong Lam Min Jogen Juba Damban De Yixing Aye Uzar Nampar Dope Yonding Aye Rabjin Ba Tam Se Yin Jib Der Yisa Mahangana Zat Bunza Kahe. Follow is the dedication of reminders. Hong attending symbolism of servants, obedient ones, and messengers. Please enjoy this Dharma offering of the reminders. Clear away all discordant factor that obstruct option accomplishment and bring forth all the favorable condition to accomplish all that is desire. Hong Tindang Kanyi Ponye Zo Lame Dorman De Yel Dripen Garjin Sarvadan Tingje Yin Draparan Zu. So that's we finish here and the practice. And then here is called, the page 20 is called the stage of completion offerings. After usually, sometimes after mantra, we do some practitioners skip the protector and the soul offering, they go directly to here. So if we do the protector and the soul, then continue, just come to here. And this is like offering again, stage of complete offering. Home in the oneness of Buddhahood, the unwavering equal nature. The domain of appearance marked with the characteristic of any negativity is non-existing. By transcending, grasping to all dualistic distinctions, delight fully in this offering of great equality. Tibetan Ho Nyam Nye Me Yo Nyam Be Sanje Lang Min Don Se Me Ju Yor Kang Yang Zong Zeng Se Ma Keng Len De Ba Ye Nyam Ba Chin Bin Ju Ba Nam Ba Ro Ma Bun Za Ho. So this offering is delightfully in this offering of great equality. Equality is the great offering. The press is Kilaya, so then we shared this one this morning. During the teaching. Entirely savage your wrath demeanor, where anything peaceful means cannot bring about being beneficial change. Such wrathful embodiment of the Sugata manifests enlightening acts. To the Vajra activity of gathering and emanating are of for praise. Tibetan Shengde Dogjing Domba La Shewe Pembaram Manjur De Tro De Jin Shiken Ze Dorjen Den Tru La Du. So then next is receiving the spiritual attainment. This receiving the spiritual attainment is if we do the practices one way, the last day we use this one, called the receiving the spiritual attainments. And generally they're not using every day. If the day of the last day, if you go retreat, practice Vajrakalaya, the last day, then you're receiving accomplishment. So it's a blessing, then that use this sadhana. This prayer. May all Vijayadhara knowledge holder of Dorje Yuna accomplish Kilaya existence. May all the Vajrakalaya deity of appearance phenomena accomplish the promoter wisdom Heruka. Tibetan Dorje, Hong Dorje, Yuna, Renzena, Sigba, Dorje, Drumzu, Sigba Dorje Pebela Ishi Chowon Drabaran Zon Benza Kulkalaya Sarva Side Pala Hong. So now it's a dissolution. The appearance of the deity without dissolving and free from fixation is released into the equality of Dharmata, the play of our appearance and the concept of the six sources. Arise as the promoter wisdom of awareness, emptiness. Tibetan. Om la nam de jimba mi jin ye nyam be ngang de so zhou nan do ro ba gen rei dong yi xi jin de xia. This dedication by this virtue and by all the excellent deeds of the past, present, and the future. May the mind stream of all beings, pervasive as space, be brought to a complete fruition, and through all beings realizing themselves as inseparable from the principal deity. Given the zone, this only second kacham drove July Yomi. Kenja Raja Soda Yerme Parana Jingorong and Jowarisho. Ho, within the single expression of the consent activity of glorious one, Varja Kilaya, true enlightenment and completion means all malevolent spirits of the trillium of existing are tamed, with the conceivable miraculous deeds aimed to tame in whatever ways need. May the auspiciousness of the Kunkoro Varja Kumara be present. Om Parjin Yun Zon Chen Le Je Ge Ngang Tu Je Dab Je Zik Song Du Ban Kandaran Ze Ben Chom Chon Sam Me Cha Chom Din Dor Je Yon Ne Cha Xi Yo. Thank you, everyone. We finished. So we have already in the dedication here. That's already good. Any questions you have, you can go. And if you have questions, you can stay.
Hi, Kempo Lami. I have several questions.
Hi, Lami. Yes.
First, actually, yesterday I have some questions, but I think today I have a more important question. It's about the negative emotion practice with the negative emotion. And when you say that when anger arises, I am aware of the anger, which usually anger is very strong emotion, so it's not difficult to aware. And when you aware the anger, and you know that it's impermanent, you will go away and you will just come and go and this kind of thing. But every time something happens and your anger arises, and you say that you have to realize it's not exist. But when it arises, how can you see it's not exist? I can see it's not exist permanently, but I cannot say that the anger is not there. If I say the anger is not there, it's in denial. So I don't recognize and don't aware. So I want to be aware, but how can I, from aware to see that it's not permanent?
Exist.
I know that it's not permanent, but I just don't know this practice. What is the crucial point in that way? The negative emotion.
Okay, Lami. Yes, it's you recognize anger is impermanent.
Yes.
So.
And when I change my mind, the anger can disappear. But it's still, every time when something happens, it still arises. And I see that arise. I can stay with you for a few moments and it disappear. But it doesn't mean that
your anger is you destroy your anger.
Yes, I can destroy it, but it's still there. Every time when it arises, it's still there. So how can you destroy it permanently?
Destroy permanently?
Negative, yeah. Like when you say that the negative emotion is the best to practice, and I realized it because positive emotion is so transient, so you forget about it, and you are so happy you forget about practice. but negative emotion really hold you and make you practice. But how do you make it not exist? Because it is existing and it appear, and every time you just like fire, burning, 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 and then it go away.
So that's why, it's not exist. That's why appearing anger, and that's why anger is go away. Yes. If exists anger, then not coming, not going.
So you mean that if the anger
all the time they have anger, like 24 hours anger, because
no,
if
you
the
cannot be 24-hour anger. Yeah. So the negative emotion, when you hold it, how do you see at the moment? Immediately see it's empty. It's not exist. That's my question. How do you see it? As you know that it will go away. You know that it's not permanent. But how do you, at the moment, immediately say that?
Yes. So yeah, and the logically anger is not exist means because it's coming temporarily, going. That means like no exist. If the exist is become permanent, never come, never go, always must be there 24 hours. You cannot do anything. Even you apply practice, anger cannot go away. It's always there, but that means exist. The anger is no exist. You sometimes there, sometimes not there. It's temporary. And then when anger comes, arises, so we recognize, then meditate. So you
how do you meditate?
You just be in the natural ripa.
But
the anger is just dissolved. Anger is naturally dissolved.
I can see the anger dissolve. But I still cannot see how immediate I can meditate and with the ripa, because maybe I don't have a ripa.
You have a ripa. You recognize anger, so that is ripa.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just
then
have
you,
to.
Then you meditate. Then you meditate like you chant mantra, or you be in natural state, smile. Don't pay attention to anger.
Okay.
So anger is then naturally dissolved.
Yes, it always actually dissolve. I can see that.
Okay, so that's why anger is dissolved its own to the natural states. That means you liberate anger.
But it come again later. Next day.
Of course, come again. Yes, come again. It's okay, come again.
Okay.
So no reject it.
Okay.
Let come, no reject. Then recognize, let be, and liberate again.
Okay.
The anger comes. Anger, no. One day, anger is comes. No problem for you.
Well, it doesn't really bother me. I am a little.
Okay, so then that's good already, Lami. So you're already good.
Okay. The second question is yesterday when you talk about four demons, and the first is the five skandha, and the second is the emotion. The third one is the death, and the fourth one is about the God, the demon of God. I am a little bit confused about demon of God. It means that our attachment to good things become a demon.
Yeah, it's called demon because you attach to desires. You don't want to go to practice.
So so your attachment is to this worldly samsara activity. But how about if your attachment to practice dharma?
What can you say again?
So if attachment to money, fame, or something, you know that it's all impermanent, it's all going away and everything. But how about you say that I really attach to teaching, I really attach to my teacher, I really attach to the Dharma? Is it also the demon of God?
That's no, demon is like negativity. So you attach to positive is antidote to negativity. That's good.
Okay. My question is done. Thank you so much, Kempula.
You're welcome. Sorry, Mina.
Good evening, Kempula. My question is, yesterday, Rinpoche said about taking refuge. It has the outer and inner. In the soul Kilaya sadhana, it is the inner taking refuge because it's taking refuge in the present awareness. So like in Tantrayana teaching, there's the ground, part and result, outer, inner, and secret. So could you please advise what is secret taking refuge? I still don't know. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this sadhana is very profound. So you taking, inner secret refuge. So then include the outer, inner, everything there. All the levels refuge is included there.
Well, for the secret part, I still don't understand. Could you please explain? Thank you.
Secret part?
Yeah, the secret taking
Secret
refuge.
part is you recognize your own nature is Buddha. So you recognize your own nature. That is called secret.
So what is the difference with the taking refuge in our own Rigpa, our own nature, our own practice, awareness? Is that
So
any
that is
different?
always like taking refuge. Your own recognize your own nature is Buddha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rinpoche. So it's the same about taking refuge. Inner and secret is the same things.
Yeah, inner is also same. Yeah, some sadhana is the same, but it's go more detail. Inner means like you're also taking refuge into your love. You're taking refuge to your wisdom. You're taking refuge to your enlightening quality.
One more thing that is when we are in our daily life, we are facing phenomena. Sometimes I have a little bit like, it's not doubt, but I'm ask myself, I can solve this problem. For example, like anger. I solve this with my analyze or understanding of my view in Dharma, or I solve it with seeing the nature, how we differentiate between because it's just dissolved, the anger dissolved. We dissolve it because our view, or we dissolve it because we recognize the nature. Thank you. How we differentiate it, how we make sure.
You mean anger dissolve?
I mean, yes, the anger dissolve. Like we learn Dharma, it has the feel, and then there is a conduct and meditation, right? So when this dissolve, how can I know I dissolve it because it's my feel, or it is I recognize the nature? What is the difference between these two? Thank you.
I think it's very same. We give an answer to the Laming. So anger dissolve means like you meditate, you don't have anger anymore. Anger is disappeared. So that's your question?
My question is okay, for example, I just explain what I experienced. I recognize there is an anger.
Yes.
But then when you look at it, it will dissolve then. But sometimes there is thoughts arise.
Yes.
We analyze where it's come from. And then I still don't, where is the anger came from? The anger came from, and where is the thought come from? And then it's just disappeared. I mean, the anger just disappeared. Said,
where these clouds in the skies come from? So
then
much clouds, sometimes the despair, right? Same. So the condition comes, then emotion thoughts arising. So or everything is dependent, so many conditions, cause condition comes, your anger arise, but no really source. You can investigate, you cannot find one permanent source. You know, then you meditate, just naturally also goes away, anger and emotion. So then you don't know where that goes, just dissolve into nature. Same is like the clouds appear to the sky and dissolve into the sky. Gone. That's it.
as a Mahamudra practitioner, I try to study this. I just want to make sure I recognize nature or not. That's my really I want to know that, and I want to be like that.
So yeah, that's a, you know, everyone has a doubt because we sometimes we think we recognize nature, but sometimes we think we cannot recognize. So some days like you can see the stars and the moon, but some days, like many days, you cannot see. So then you think, oh, the moon, sun is not there because it's all the time we cannot see due to the clouds. Then some condition changes you can see. So that's a, you know, kind of like often we have experience. When you practice engaging, sometimes like your fear still, you cannot really go into the nature because you know your body condition, mind condition, many sources, like something going on there. Sometimes like the condition, this source perfect is you can see fear and recognize your own experience, so not dropped. Then next day maybe not there again. So because today you see the sun, tomorrow maybe not, right? So that's happening often because we are in the ground, you know, maybe on the path. So it's so change all the time, and people then who seeing their own nature, one day they get kind of a certainty, so they're not dropped, but they don't see all the time.
Okay, I got it. Then mean still
Then
have
means
to have
yeah, we have to
work,
practice.
study
Yeah,
to practice. Yes.
yeah, practice all the time and anytime. So then helps. Some days like you're seeing your nature, maybe not in the meditation, maybe you're doing something, you know, you feel your
Oh yeah.
your true nature. And some days maybe like someone hit you, so like then something happened, and through anger, emotion, recognize nature. So don't know when you seeing the nature.
All right then. Just practice. Thank you,
Yes,
Rinpoche.
you're welcome. So now it's a demagon.
He doesn't have a mic, Kempo, so let me read his question for you. He said, is there sadness and wrathful compassion? When peaceful means doesn't work, is there sadness there and then wrathful compassion comes into being?
What means, can you say again?
He says, is there sadness and wrathful compassion? So when peaceful means doesn't work, is there sadness there if that doesn't work? And then wrathful compassion comes into being.
Sadness, what is a sadness?
In other words, that peaceful did not work. If peaceful means didn't help the situation, is
Yes.
there sadness there? And then wrathful compassion manifest from that sadness that the peaceful means did not accomplish
Yes.
the situation.
Yes. So then sometimes the wrathful doesn't work, so you need peaceful. So that's the activity means like you know through the wisdom have to recognize what is activity, benefit. Yes. Then next is all.
Hello, Kempora.
Yes.
Thank you for precise teachings. I have a questions. The if we recognize the ignorance, then and recognize ignorance and transform, then Dharmadhatu wisdom arise. I mean, Vairochana, the central Buddha wisdom arise. So anger comes, then we can recognize, but how can we recognize the ignorance? Is it like if we feel sleepy or fogginess, is that the ignorance we experience, or the sense of I, then we can recognize the ignorance.
Yeah, it's I understand. Yeah, ignorance is very hard to recognize.
Yes.
Yeah, anger is easy to recognize. It's more strong negativity.
Yes.
And ignorance is very thick, very thick, dark, and hard to recognize.
Yes.
So actually, what anger arising, we don't recognize anger. That's also due to ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your other negativity, whatever comes, we don't recognize. We don't accept it's negativity. That's also ignorance.
Yes.
Yeah, ignorance is all part of it, all these emotions. Every emotion has ignorance.
Yes.
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 So you purify anger, actually same time you purify everything, all the emotions together.
Yes.
Yeah. So the anger is like you purifying desire, attachment is purifying, jealousy is purifying. These other 4 afflictive emotions you destroying, then they're part of ignorance is destroying together.
Yes. And I have one more question.
Yes.
It's similar to Lamela's question. When anger arises, and that time, if I recognize and I kind of practitioners or Buddhists can not, it's bad emotion, I think. And I suppress it. How to say?
Emotion?
Yes. And then sometimes the anger gets more like fire. I mean, anger suppress, reject anger, then it fire. I mean, the anger become bigger. So
I see. So you mean when your anger comes, you try to reject anger is more.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that means like that's why we have to get rid of the contraction of anger. You know,
Yes.
what is the contradiction? So contradiction is like many, you know, maybe you close to with someone, you know, hatred to you, you doesn't like someone, not try to talk with them, not try to see this kind of object, you know, when anger arising. If you talk with someone, you know, so that person going to say no good things, like harsh words. So you recognize you have tried to avoid that, not talking with that. Yeah.
I mean, for
Avoid the
example,
contradiction. Contradiction is better. Avoid the contradiction.
yes.
You know, if you anger arising due to someone, so you're not going to meet that person, no talk with that person. Just that is a good way to like avoid the contradiction. And then anger arise already. You
Yes.
try to stop anger, so you cannot stop. Then you have to meditate. You know, chant the mantra or visualize this deity.
Yes.
And then meditate Mahamudra, so anger naturally dissolved.
So if the anger comes again,
Yes,
if
that comes
anger,
often again. That's a good thing, you know. As long as you anger is you recognize and you apply, you know, this method. I mean, the solution. They have a
yes,
couple different. This all practice a solution. You can do that. The anger again comes again and again. Is you create more practice strong and strong. It's great.
oh, really? So if the anger anger related to the memory from the beginningless time, then it's kind of like in the river there is leaves in the bottom, and it really triggers, I mean, the situation or the person in front of me triggers, and the leaves come up. So the anger comes again is okay, and if it sorry, I short. So if the anger come again and it's okay, and if it disappears like clouds, then is it okay? I mean, if the anger disappears like clouds or
Yeah, it's anger despair. Yeah, just you know, use apply some solutions anyway. Despair.
so comes and goes. Is it?
Yes, it comes and goes like dissolved. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Kempona.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Mature or Mature.
Michał, good morning. Rinpoche, what to offer for Achi and what to offer for Gana Chakra in this practice? Thank you.
What is offer Ganachara?
What kind of things to offer for Achi and what kind of things to offer for Gana Chakra in this practice? What kind of offerings?
Achi, you know, you can use the wine or tea, coffee, anything like you can use offering. And Ganachara is you can any food, you know, all the different kind of food. Bring the food, flowers, anything. So you can same as the other Ganachara. Do you do the Ganachara, other Ganacharas?
Yes, but
same thing, nothing different. Ganachara is always the same.
But does it have to be a flesh or not?
No need flesh means you mean the meat?
Yes.
Not necessary. I think we usually do the with no meat, you know, because due to our ability.
Okay. Thank you very much.
If you put meat, it's okay, but dependent, your convictions and how many people who is there. So you have to recognize like I can do this or not. It's everything's like come from decision, your conviction. Yes. Thank you. Then
Kambula, I have a
Daniela, please.
Campbell, there's a question in the chat about whether Vadric Alaya Kukma has wings, like six-armed Vadric Alaya, or no wings.
6 what is?
Does in this practice, does Vadric Alaya have wings? I think the question is if you're practicing the one, the more simple, the one-faced Vadric Alaya, if he still has wings.
I think has wings, yes. Sorry about it. Yesterday I told you bring the tanka, but I forget it today due to my ignorance. Next is who is Shirap?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I missed the lung yesterday, so we practiced together today. Can it be considered as a transmission so I can practice?
Yes, so next time we're going to share again, so we can do long again. Next, not this week coming, is the following week, could be.
Okay, but I can practice right now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jesse?
Hi, Kempala. Thank you. I just wanted to share real quick a technique or method that has helped me greatly with managing anger. Maybe, for what it's worth to help other people possibly, but normally when you start to feel these emotions arise before they've completely manifested, your physical body will tell you something. Your heart rate will increase, your palms might get sweaty, your thoughts might start to race. And if you're able to pause even for a minute and just step back from it, and then you'll recognize, oh, here I go again. I'm letting this situation bother me. What's helped me is sometimes I laugh at myself. I'm like, oh, here we go again. You're being silly. You're allowing the situation to bother you, to become angered about it. Sometimes that slight pause and kind of not feeding into the anger or not being even more angry because now you're angered again. Sometimes laughing and just being kind to yourself for that small time can disarm it enough that it doesn't fully manifest. Just wanted to share that with the group. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks. Finish it today, right?
No, Kambula, I still have a question about the anger.
Oh,
Actually, Kempo, Andy's been waiting patiently to have his question asked through us. We don't really, so.
okay. Okay, first,
Don't worry.
Lami, please go ahead. Lami.
Okay, Kambula, I can tell exactly what happened when I get angry. Our small cat like to go to the Buddha's altar, steal the food he likes. Sometimes I would just justify he's the Buddha to every sentient being is Buddha. If I think about that, I let go and I don't get angry. But sometimes I was really, really bothered. And then he go to snap the papaya I offer to the Buddha and everything. Then I get really angry. I try to chase him. And I know that it's so silly about a cat steal the Buddha's food. What's the big deal? The Buddha will share. I know that. But that is not a condition I can change. I cannot change the cat. I cannot change everything. So I just want to ask, if I cannot change the condition, can I just justify that the cat is also a Buddha? So if he wants the food, he can have the food. Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay. So
Thanks,
I can
Lami.
just have, he's the Buddha, so he can have whatever he wants, even from the altar. Okay. Thank you.
Jack.
Just a question about let's see. If we do this practice on a daily basis, do we leave out do we skip the Gana Chakra section? Do we do the Gana Chakra section each time we do this practice? And then second question is the section on spiritual attainments. We only do that at the end if we're doing a retreat, right? The Ngudup Langwa.
Yes. Yeah, you can skip the Gana Chakra, or you can do this because even you don't have a thought physically, but you can visualize mentally. Its whole universe is a Kabbalah, and you know, the holding or the thought. That means everything is in the thought offering. So
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very great way to. It's very short. Just do everything is better.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Kempo, there are just a couple more questions from the chat. Maybe we can answer them together. The first is, how does this visualization help us attain emptiness? And then the second is how to dissolve the visualization at the end.
So first one is what is?
How does this visualization help us attain emptiness?
What means that tamed emptiness means?
I think so accomplish Rigpa.
Oh, how to this benefit visualization benefit accomplishment Ripa?
Yes.
Oh. So visualization helps realize Ripa. Because we have so much samsaric delusion in the thoughts. So mind is always stuck with these samsaric delusions, and due to that always I and the self. So when you visualize deity means like enlightening form body, then naturally your I and the self is released. So then visualize also enlightening mind means Ripa. So when you visualize the Yadam deities, you connect with it to the truth, the mind, and Yadam is arising from your Ripa. So I think that is the answer. The last is just followed by dissolution here in the sadhana. Each sadhana has a different dissolutions. In this sadhana, dissolution is so the appearance of deity without dissolving and free from fixation. So no any fixation, good and bad is released into equality of dharmata. You just meditate on the nature, then the play of all appearance and the concept of six souls are arise as promoter is into the nature Ripa. So dissolving into our own nature, the Yadam deity visualizing is dissolving into our own nature Ripa. Yes. Okay, thanks everyone. So my battery is 100% finished. Have to go. No choice.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Kimba.
My laptop battery is finished, not my battery.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Kimba.